All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our kind of poker overview for the year. My name is Kelsey Stewart, and I've been your poker lead since 2023. What we're going to do is just kind of go over who we are, what we've been up to, and kind of our goals coming forward. So here's our content slide. Where we're at, we're going to go over the reorganization, our strategies, timeline, our summer 2024 objective, compensation for our faculty, and our DE success team. So this is where we are at. So far, our feedback for the program has been really positive, which is awesome. We have had 36 courses reviewed through summer until spring, which has been wonderful and such a goal. We have over a dozen advanced, and I say advanced because they've been with us since the summer and some way before, reviewers that are they've just made exceptional waves in aligning the courses. They've worked really hard. They've established just a really good routine on how they review. And we also have a ton more faculty actually interested in becoming poker reviewers. In fact, most of the time, faculty members will put their course through the poker program and then come back and say, hey, how do we become a poker reviewer? So that's kind of it's been our feeder program in recruiting terms. So our third kind of note is that we have a lot of interest in faculty putting their course through the poker program because it's able to give them an opportunity to really give a gold star perspective of their course. So it gives their courses at the higher level. They're able to have it organized in a way that it's clear and concise. They're able to have not only their objectives and their outcomes measure up, but also their design and their accessibility. So a lot of interest in that. So as we go into our reorganization, this is kind of what we're looking at for the summer, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But so far, we have had a plethora of disciplines go through our poker program. So we've had business, child development, communications, counseling, studio art, accounting, biology, Spanish, music, health, art history, journalism, psychology, computer science, philosophy, and English. So we've had just a variety of disciplines, which has been fun for our reviewers. You kind of get to get your feet wet with different disciplines as you review them. And then it's also great for building our community because we're able to just engage in, all across campus. So how we're going to reorganize, what we're kind of looking for is establishing what we've learned, which we've learned that certain strategies that we've gone over from summer until spring have worked. And then we've also learned that, there's some other things that we could do better. And so now we're kind of at a readjustment phase for summer where we're going to kind of plan, formulate, and design some different opportunities for our fall crew. The main goal too, as we reorganize, is always empowering our reviewers through college commitment, comprehensive support, and organized funding. And again, not only our reviewers, but also our faculty. So we want to make sure that this program really, pumps out courses that are where they need to be at, that faculty can be proud of. So let's go over our strategies. So our strategy one, this was actually implemented in the summer. So this is ownership to faculty reviewers by enhancing the impact of the first review session. So prior to, and I can talk to my crew from 2019 when we started that crazy grant, we were partnered up with the multiple courses. How we do it now is we're given what each faculty reviewer owns a course, so to speak. They can still do multiple courses, but they have ownership of that one course. So they're going to go through and they're going to just deep dive into every single aspect of that course. They're going to open up every single module, every single assignment, every single discussion board, every single file, every single image, everything on there. They are going to know it intimately. And then after they complete that, they're going to use the CVC OER rubric, and they are going to match it based on the outcomes and the grading on that. So they're going to assign based on what they reviewed, either an incomplete or an alignment, or if it's exemplary, they're going to give an exemplary. But the idea is that first review done by the reviewer. The first faculty reviewer is like the first full in-depth one. Then they will have a faculty partner, and that's how we've been doing it, a faculty reviewer partner, and they meet and they kind of go over all the incompletes. They can touch on some alignments too, but mostly they're going to go on all the incompletes and just see if like, hey, was I looking at this correctly? Do you also agree with this? Just so we get different faculty opinions on a course, right? And then the final stage is they meet with the POCR lead, and then we've had 3 eyes on that one course, and they will all assess, that final score. It's all tracked in a template, each review from each person. And then it goes to the faculty member. So then the faculty member can look at all these different reviews, all these different inputs, basically, and that final review, and they can start to work through those incompletes and adjusting them. And it's done in a positive, encouraging way, but it does take time. And it gives the faculty member just an assurance that, hey, we've gone through every little single piece of your course. So once it's through this process, it is going to be ready to go. The strategy number 2, we started this as well in the summer, and that was crafting a feasible deadline. So what we like to do is have the whole POCR program will run in 6 weeks. So that means all the like planning stages, outreach, all of that stuff, that none of that happens in those 6 weeks. The 6 weeks is when we launch, like, hey, here's your accessible, here's your course. Here's the link to get into it. And you now have ability to open up the link for the faculty reviewer. And then they can kind of time out. It's usually like within a week or 2, they do that first final review, which can take 10 to 12 hours. So that's kind of our strategy number 2. And then the third one is just making sure we have clear communication outlets, feasible deadlines, attainable goals, and measurable outcomes, because all of this adds into compensation, which is a great part of POCR. You do get compensated for your work. Strategy 3 is something that we want to fine tune this summer. In the form of a Canvas module, like kind of @ONE does, like the research done, where it's just clear. This is where we're going to start, and this is where we're going to finish. And faculty will understand that language as they're going to be developing courses that will mirror that. We'll also be able to provide, highlight different courses that have been badged through POCR at Moorpark College in different disciplines, so that everyone can kind of have an example of what to look for. I mean, of course, they're going to have their own course is going to have their own flavor, and it's going to have their own, style, but just an example so that they can see, what we're looking for. Okay, so let's go through the timeline really quick. So just to run through, in summer, we got 10 courses through for POCR. In fall, we got 16. In spring, we got another 10. Summer is going to be a reorganized. And then fall will open it back up with a more formal application and review process, just to make sure we're vetting those courses before they get to the reviewers, so that we can really maximize on their 10 to 12 hour review time. Again, so our objective then for summer is to craft a welcoming home, a POCR home for faculty. So it'll be in a Canvas shell that will kind of lead them through the POCR process in a clear and concise manner. It'll just be super clear. It'll also give the opportunity for clear instructions on how to get those master shells set up in Canvas, how, make sure the course has been live before. We're not drafting a brand new one. Or make sure it's not live when we're putting it through. Just like different things, so that we have those questions answered for you guys. It's very clear when faculty puts their courses through, and then what the reviewers are supposed to be doing. It's compensation. So that is huge, right? We want to make sure we stick within those hours. The POCR reviewer compensation is $750, and that is for 20 hours of work. Each review session, again, can take 10 to 12 hours, depending on where it's at, especially for accessibility. So once they make it through that review, then the remainder of those hours are all about meetings, so we want to make sure that we're able to set those up accordingly. The faculty compensation for POCR when you put your course through is also $750, and that will get you about 20 hours of work. Which is equivalent to 1 course review, sections A through D. So we want to make sure everyone's working the same. Everyone has some skin in the game, so to speak, to get it done. And we're able to kind of wrap it up in a feasible timeline of 6 weeks. the team that is going to help support us get through this. We have Deb Brackley, our assistant dean. We also have Karina McElroy, our distance ed coordinator, Tracy Boskett and Trudy Radkit, our instructional designers, and then myself as the POCR lead for this year. So we look forward to kind of launching this. We're excited to share what we've done, and we're excited to kind of get, moving forward in a way that is attainable goals. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My contact information is on this next. Yeah, I can give it to you. And that's about it. All right. Thank you.